Following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
All right, welcome into another fantastic edition of Mornings on Main Street on this beautiful January 18th, 2021. Folks, we are 60% through the worst month of the year. We got 13 more days. We can do this and then be into February, and then around the corner is March and spring, and things are good. So January, you can just go ahead and you can leave town now if you'd like. Welcome in, everybody, to another fantastic edition of Morning on Main Street today. Along with the intern, we have a lot of fun for you coming up. A lot of different things we're going to cover today. At 7:30, Miss Cheap will join us. As always, great article again that comes out every Tuesday in Main Street Nashville, in the Main Street Nashville e-edition. We'll get to the headlines in just a moment. 7:40, Brooke Ellenberger. She's a vice president of ticketing for the Tennessee Titans, is going to join us this morning because the Titans playoff game is sold out. There's a lot of things going on out there. People are buying tickets on the secondary and third markets, which could not be good for you if you're going to do that, because this is a time when scalpers and scammers love this time of year. So Brooke will join us in and talk about that. And then 7:10, Justin Hershey he's a student at Vanderbilt. He's a sports editor for the Vanderbilt Hustler. It's their student newspaper. And Vanderbilt takes on Tennessee. And again, that crazy policy of our students not allowed and the tickets and everything that go on. Students are allowed because of the COVID policy, but then they sell these tickets on the open market and people could come and opposing teams show up and make it basically a road game for Vanderbilt when they're at home. It's crazy. All right, so we'll talk to Justin about that. Let's bring in the intern as we do every morning at this time. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good, man. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm good. I like that green's popping today on you.
Hey, thanks, man. You know, I'm starting to bring it out. I've had it for a while, but making an appearance more and more lately.
I dig it, man. So now you're interested. You're going to the Titans game on Saturday, correct?
I am, yes. I can't wait.
You got tickets. Did you ask that scalper guy if he knew me?
I did, yeah. He said he doesn't think he did go to high school with Joe Dubin.
Well, I think he did. I think he's just playing because he's scared. Because he knows that if he tries to trick you, I could find him. And that'd be the end of him.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that is it.
So, okay. So what were your seats?
So section 103Q
What?
and R.
Lower bowl?
Lower bowl, baby.
How'd you pull that off?
Shane, man, he wanted me and my dad to be in those seats, I guess, because the past times we've been there, we've been a good example. We get loud every single defensive
play. A scalper with a heart of gold, man. What's going on here?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, more with you in a minute. We got to talk about your love life here in a second.
All right.
So we'll do that. Let's share the screen this morning. Front page of the Main Street Nashville. The e-edition comes out every morning, weekday morning. I got it about 5:30 this morning. Front page of the paper. The big rally yesterday downtown Nashville for the dozens protest blatant racism, the GOP redistricting plan. I'm not going to read it for you because you need to read it yourself, but it's a nice article by Vivian Jones talking about all that's going on and splitting the district here, the county of Davidson County, and lumping in with other areas around. You can form your own opinion off of that. You probably don't care what I think. All right, some things that are happening as well. The 12 Tennessee counties hit by tornadoes to get federal aid. President Biden issued a major disaster declaration for counties of Cheatham, Davidson, Dixon, Gibson, Henderson, Henry, Lake, Obion, Stewart, Sumner, Weakley, and Wilson County, said Governor Bill Lee in a statement on Friday. So good for those folks, get the help that they need as well. Up top of that, Vanderbilt Dr. William Schaffner predicts a slower slide down in Omicron cases. But here's this Tyler Hummel article. And again, it's a very good article. Read it for yourself about all that's going on. And the first paragraph just shows the chaotic nature of where we are. New Omicron cases are slowing down, but experts disagree about the future of the virus. That says a lot right there in that paragraph. Experts disagree. They've been disagreeing since day one. Here's how I want about the future of the virus. Go away. That's my Main Street Mornings of Main Street host says what the virus is. Go away. You agree, intern?
I do. Please go away. I'm not a big fan of the Omicron. I don't like the new name. Who's the namer of these things?
It's the Greek alphabet, right? I mean, either.
Oh, it could be.
That's way above my pay grade. National Banner. I love this. Every day, you get the front page of the National Banner. This is from 50 years ago. This day, 1972, and just a disturbing story about two waitresses that were killed. And all that went on, found by the airport, 1972. Let's go back 50 years, and people are just crazy. I'm sorry for that had to happen. The auto show to begin on February the 8th. And so I was reading this article in the middle of Nashville. I'm thinking, where's the auto show going to happen in 1972? Because now it happened at the Music City Center, or they had a convention center. Municipal Auditorium is where this was held. Of course, that was the main spot to go for so many years in Nashville until the Bridgestone Arena was built in 1996. It's crazy to think that a city like Nashville, the only arena we had until 1996 was the Municipal Auditorium. Intern, you're too young. Did you ever go to a concert there? You weren't even born, were you?
I don't. I know I've been to the Municipal Auditorium, but I don't think I've ever been to a show there. I have not.
I saw Prince there one time. Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Many, many years ago.
I bet
Ticket was like $8.
Was it really? I bet that was a great concert, though.
It was a fantastic concert. But this was after he was already a big star, too.
Wow.
So it was very cool. Nashville Predators last night lost to the St. Louis Blues 5-3. Philip Forsberg was back in action last night. So the Predators have lost 3 straight. They lost an overtime game. People are like, well, they got a point. You still lost.
Right.
All right, you still lost the game. So they lost 3 straight. Buffalo beat them, then Boston beat them, and then last night St. Louis beat them. I think they're back home tonight, taking on would it be Vancouver? We'll fly over here to the National Predators page and see if they play tonight. What are the odds they play tonight, intern?
Pretty good.
All right. Let's see. Tuesday. Yeah, Vancouver at Nashville tonight.
Look at that.
Well done, intern.
Both of us killed that.
I didn't do anything, man. I just go through the motions every morning in this show, Mornings on Main Street. What else do we have here? Oh, okay. So we'll get into a lot more of Derrick Henry during the week, and the Titans get ready, because last night the Rams just destroyed the Cardinals. So now the Rams will take on the Buccaneers. 49ers take on the Packers at NFC. That's happening. So intern, yesterday we did a tribute to Ralph Emery. Mm-hmm. And this is in today's paper. A tough week in country music. Nashville reflects on 4 deaths. Jerry Crutchfield, Dallas Frazier, let's scroll down here, Dan Einstein, and then Ralph Emery. All these gentlemen had a massive influence in country music and in Nashville. And then so it's tough. I mean, it's the Ralph Emery thing, growing up with Ralph and his TV show here in Nashville that everybody watched. That was a tough blow, man, because that's a big part of my childhood, that passed away with Ralph, and prayers with all their families for what's going on. As we go down here a little quick, we're going to do our comic striptease in a second. Happy birthday to our big sister, right?
Yes.
Devin O'Day.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Devin.
Happy birthday,
She is
Dev.
class personified. She's sweet. She's smart. She's caring. She is our big sister to Mornings on Main Street. So
Absolutely.
God bless you, Devin O'Day. Hope you have a happy birthday. Intern, how's the latest with the girl that Zach? You've switched. You're going now with the girl at Wendy's?
No, Subway is the new girl. I had to dump the girl from Zaxby's that was supposed to go to Wendy's.
Is this a confidence problem you have, maybe?
It's not. I think it's her. I wondered what's best for her. It said to make a change. I made a change. Went
Okay.
to Subway.
Well, here's your horoscope for today.
All right, here we go.
All right, you'll find it challenging to stick to one thing. Promising more than you can deliver will not bode well with superiors. Me.
Well.
So just do one thing. Put your physical strength and energy where they will bring the highest return.
Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
Planet Fitness for you. Actions speak louder than words.
And deodorant, right? Like you said once?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Always smell good.
Right.
Look good and smell good. All right, time for our comic strip tease.
And do more.
This comic strip tease is sponsored by
Possibly you.
Sherman's Lagoon. And reading the part of Sherman's mom will be myself as Christopher Walken. And you're George Lopez, you said?
So George Lopez's father, or no, sorry, it's George Lopez's wife's father. I cannot remember his name, but
All right, you ready for this?
yes.
All right, today's edition of the comic strip tease. Here we go. 3, 2. Herman, Mommy needs you to start helping out with more of the chores.
Me, but I am just a child, lost and innocent, helpless with all that stuff.
Pause. Hey, I'll throw that Xbox
I'll grab a
in
vacuum.
the trash. Let me finish my line.
I'm sorry, I'm already grabbing the
I'll
vacuum.
throw that Xbox in the trash.
I will go and grab the vacuum. I'm sorry, I jumped the gun there. False start.
Don't
false
ever
start.
do that again. Never do
The
that.
pause threw me off.
Oh, goodness. All right. Good job. All right. Let's take a break. Come back. We'll talk about what's going on over at Vanderbilt. Justin Hershey, he's the Vanderbilt sports editor of their student newspaper, The Hustler. He'll join us next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
I look at it as building relationships. I've got, my phone has got the phone number of every head football coach, every basketball coach, every baseball coach, every softball coach, every athletic director in Wilson County in it. If something ever happens to me, that phone's going to be a pretty good commodity for somebody. And I've known these people. I grew up in Wilson County. I went to Lebanon High School. I went to Cumberland. It was a junior college. I am now covering even some grandchildren of guys I went to school with.
I think journalism is like politics. It's all local, and I think Main Street Media has really hit on something that I've been preaching for 50 years. And keep the news local, right? Local stories for local readers, and that's what I like about Main Street Media. I finally found somebody who agrees with me philosophically about concentrate on local subjects, local topics, and you'll bring your readers in.
There's a live look at I-40, I-65, the South Loop in downtown Nashville. Looking good today. Remember, that was the road a week and a half ago during the big snow where nobody could get through there and tractor trailers stuck, cars stuck. So it looked good today for smooth sailing around the great city of Nashville, Tennessee. All right, welcome back into Mornings on Main Street. Over at Memorial Gym tonight. It's a game that if I was still working in sports before the pandemic hit would be talked about nonstop because the Tennessee Vols are coming to town to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. But it's weird what's happening with the pandemic and the COVID protocols at Vanderbilt. It's a whole different thing going on over there. So let's bring in Justin Hershey. He is the sports editor of the Vanderbilt Hustler. Justin, thanks for doing this, man.
Morning, Joe. Of course. Happy to do it. And thanks so much for having me.
All right, so let's go back. You wrote an article a few weeks ago about the COVID protocols going to Vanderbilt, and you wrote it not so much in your position as the editor of the sports paper there, but as a student. It quickly explained the policy that Vanderbilt has for their basketball games when it comes to students.
Absolutely. So back on December 30th, as the Omicron variant kind of swept the nation, Vanderbilt came out and instituted some new COVID-19 guidelines for the second semester. One of those being pushing school back a week. So our first day of classes is actually today. It was formally scheduled to be last Monday. So with that change, they also instituted a week called Commodore's Care, which is coming up this week, which is essentially a dead period for in-person activities for students. So things like clubs and organizations on campus can't meet in person. They can only do so over Zoom or virtually. Really the only thing in person going on is eating and classes. And so as part of this Commodore's Care Week, Vanderbilt is restricting students from attending Memorial Gymnasium and attending basketball games through at least January 24th. So that's the policy we're dealing with right now. And like I said, it's kind of an at least January 24th thing for now. And we'll see if that continues.
So, all right. So that student section, there are people in that student section, because I saw them during the Kentucky game, that are not Vanderbilt students, correct?
Yes. Astute eye there, Joe.
Who was sitting in those seats?
So the Vanderbilt Athletics Department tried to do their best and offer up tickets to just season ticket holders. They offered them originally to $20 to season ticket holders to upgrade and sit in the student section. They had then offered them to some other, different fan groups, the Black and Gold Club, which is a group of Vanderbilt sports alumni they offered them up to. But really what's happening is they're just being resold via that, resold on Ticketmaster, StubHub, wherever you might find your tickets. And that's kind of causing anyone can sit in our student section now because they're just being sold publicly.
Does that, I guess mad is not the word I'm looking for. Irate, annoying. I mean, there's all the adjectives we want to use here. What's the one that stands out to you? Because I'm thinking, Justin, if I'm a student at Vanderbilt University and I'm going to miss Kentucky, and I don't care about South Carolina, if I miss Kentucky and I miss Tennessee, I'm mad.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the sentiment on campus. I think for me, the word has been convoluted. I think it's so convoluted to think, just let that play out. The students of the university aren't going to be in the building. I think that's really strange and convoluted, yet it's still 100% capacity. And I think that's kind of where my column tried to hit on is, okay, so we're taking a hard stance on campus on COVID-19 issues. And I've supported Vanderbilt through and through on a lot of these things. But we're not going to take a stance for the general public who might be more compromised, or this virus might be more dangerous to that student population. So that's really where I took issue, but agreed, convoluted, irate, angry. I've gotten all the sentiment from various students on campus texting me and things like that. So you're spot on.
We got your Twitter page up. You follow me on Twitter at Justin Hershey 26 to do that. So what, after this game tonight, is it back to status quo?
So through January 24th. So there's a women's game on Thursday that will also be affected. And then this weekend, I believe the teams hit the road. But so basically through next Monday is where the Commodore's Care period kind of ends and in-person activities can start once again. But like you said, the Tennessee game is consistently the biggest every year. I mean, Vanderbilt went, winless in the SEC my freshman year. Still, that Tennessee game was one of the best sporting environments I've been in a while, and it was a really close game down to the end. So this is a game that really students are hurting about missing this one, especially the seniors who have some really good memories of Tennessee games.
You don't have to answer this, but did you get blowback from your article? Because you weren't really taking anybody down. You're just offering opinion. From your opinion, you're from the piece you wrote, a week and a half ago about how convoluted things are over there.
Yeah, I won't go too specifically, but no, nothing too high profile. I think I got a lot of good response from alumni and other supporters of the athletic department. I kind of said in there, I don't believe that this is really an Vanderbilt athletics driven thing. This has really come from higher up, really come from the university and this Commodore's Care period. And athletic director Candace Story-Lee and that department was kind of boxed in by this new kind of Commodore's Care period, but not a ton of blowback. I think I didn't try to be irrational with it. And I think that's kind of how it has come across to people.
I thought it was a very good article, and that's how I found you. I was reading the article, like, this is well written, well done. Here's another kind of quandary for you. As an editor of the paper, if you try to go get quotes from the Vanderbilt basketball team, say after the Kentucky game, as a student, are you allowed in to get interviews after the game, or is it all via Zoom?
Yeah, so ironically, student workers for Vanderbilt athletics, the dance and cheer teams, some other student workers who work inside Memorial Gym, including myself as media, we've been all allowed in, which has been great. I will be there tonight covering the Tennessee game as one of the only students in the building. So yeah, all that stuff has gone smoothly.
That would, again, just drive me crazy with that. So here's something else. Say nobody works for the student paper and just a student. Can you still get in the game if you just go a different route to get in there, but you're not sitting in the student section?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I have plenty of students who have been scalping tickets on Twitter. There's been alumni offering tickets up for free on Twitter to any students if they kind of live out of town or something like that. So yes, I know students. I have friends who were at the Kentucky game last week simply because they bought a cheap ticket on StubHub or scalped one via an alumni on Twitter.
That's just great. You know what makes me mad, Justin, as a basketball fan? This is a very talented and good Vanderbilt basketball team. I know they're not the best team in the country, but they're fun to watch. And you're just hurting the students with this policy, I think, because this is a fun basketball team.
No, I'm with you. And I think especially coming off the win on Saturday, they're 2-2 now, kind of back to level in the SEC. And this is a great chance for them against the Tennessee team that just got blown out by Kentucky. So it is a shame. It's definitely a shame for guys like Scottie Pippen Jr., who kind of deferred his NBA draft plans to come back and try to actually win games this year, yet he's not in an environment right now that's too conducive to winning inside Memorial Gym, which is definitely a shame. And although the coaches won't say it, head coach Shea Roth of the women's squad and Jerry Stackhouse of the men's squad, they won't say it, but they've been supportive of the policy and things like that. But I know they're hurting on kind of not having that extra energy that students bring.
Oh, absolutely. And that's a great environment for college basketball over there at Memorial Gymnasium. Have any of the players said anything, even indirectly, about what's going on?
Not too much. We asked Scottie Pippen Jr. last week after the Kentucky game whether he thought Vanderbilt lost by 12. And we asked him whether he thought that the environment and kind of not having students and having a lot of big blue in that arena impacted the team's performance. And he was very non-committal, which I imagine is where he wants to sit and where this team wants to sit on this issue. But he did kind of say we're not foreign to playing in environments that, don't look black and gold. Even in Memorial Gymnasium, it's been a problem in recent years of having Tennessee fans, Kentucky fans, LSU fans kind of really flooding inside that gym on West End. And I think Scottie hit on that this isn't something that's entirely new. They also play a lot of tough road games in the SEC. So tried to keep his mind off of that. But no one's really said anything too high profile.
Justin, let's ask a kind of a personal question here. Being the editor of the Vanderbilt paper, the hustler there, you're following in some very big footsteps, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Incredible people have come before me doing a lot of really cool stuff in this industry. So lucky to have this position.
Let me think. Buster Olney was one of them. Was Skip Bayless part of the Vanderbilt student paper?
Yes, he was indeed. Sports editor in the late 60s, I believe.
Yeah. And then Buster Olney, the great stuff he does at ESPN. I'm leaving somebody out that I can't remember who it is right now. Willie Geist, maybe from NBC. I think he might have been over there too as well.
Possibly. Tyler Kepner, great baseball writer, also was a Vanderbilt Hustler alum. There are young guys out there as well who I've really followed. It's quite the pipeline, and really, really honored to be able to connect with a lot of them.
Well, you do. I like your article. You write really good, Justin. So thank you for doing this. We're going to have you on much more down the road too, because when are you scheduled to graduate?
Graduating here in May 14th, 13th, I believe.
Well done. Where are you from?
Outside of Philadelphia originally.
All right. Well done, man. You come down to Vanderbilt. Look at you now being the sports editor there. Justin, great job, man. Keep the focus. Keep the fight up. I really appreciate you joining the show, man. Have a great day, and I hope Vanderbilt has a nice, successful night tonight.
Thanks so much, Joe. Enjoyed it, and happy to hop on whenever, so thank you.
All right, thank you. Justin Hershey, he's the sports editor of the Vanderbilt Hustler. You saw his Twitter page there. Great article he wrote, I guess, a week and a half ago about, and he said it best about the convoluted policy over at Vanderbilt. I mean, you're not allowing students in. at all, but students can still get in. It's weird. And that's why, last week we had Jared Stillman on to talk about from the perspective of the media, and then get Justin, who's also a student and working with Vanderbilt Hustle there, and not being allowed. I mean, the Tennessee game at Vanderbilt, that's a huge home court advantage for Vanderbilt. Those games, they've had some epic games they've played over there throughout the years, so it's just really weird. All right, we'll take a break, come back. Yesterday was the Betty White Challenge, and we got some very good news about some of our favorite shelters around. We'll tell you how the day went with them when we come back. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Welcome to Main Street Nashville. Our newly launched e-edition allows you to read our paper online from anywhere in the world. You are in control of how and when you read or listen. Subscribers can access our e-edition online at mainstreet-nashville.com or on a smartphone or tablet using our Main Street Nashville app. In a browser, today's and all previous issues are available at the click of a button. Main Street Nashville is fully responsive. Click and drag your cursor to move the paper left and right. To see photos and text at a larger scale, double-click on a page. Clicking print will allow you to print an article or crossword at your convenience. View photo galleries and videos by clicking the icon on an image. Click play on videos once the screen appears. Main Street Nashville's e-edition is a simple, new way to interact with and consume news. Access the full e-edition of Main Street Nashville on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Read whatever you want, whenever you want. If you have any questions, we're here to help. Call us at 615-527-4104 or email us at news@mainstreetnash.com.
All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. I-40 west of town coming in. Things look pretty good happening right there. Nicely done, everybody. Keep the commute going nice and smooth today. All right, welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. As we do every Thursday, we bring you our Pet of the Week. But last week with the snow, everything that was going on and happening, we're going to redo our Pet of the Week for you. So here's last week's Pet of the Week.
Hey everybody, we are here in the new year. It's Hunter Briley with Regal Realty Group. We are still so excited to be partnered up with Main Street Media and Big Joe Dubin for our Pet of the Week. I'm so excited to be back. I hope everybody had a great holidays. We've got two good ones for you today. We went to Cheatham County Animal Rescue and we have Oliver in Georgia. They both need permanent homes, ladies and gentlemen. We're back in the new year. Let's start off strong. Let's get them a home. Let's do it fast. If you have any questions about real estate itself, whether that be residential, commercial, or investment, hit me up on that Gmail account right there or my phone number as well. Joe, take it away.
So today at Cheatham County Animal Control, we have Georgia and we have Oliver.
What makes them special, cute, fun, all the stuff we love about them?
Well, Oliver is basically a puppy, so everyone loves puppies. He's about 8 months old and 38 pounds and just puppy love. Georgia is sweet as can be. We put her at about maybe 5 years old. She's got a nub tail, so no wiggles like that, and everyone loves a nub tail. And she's just a good girl.
What's the backstory with a Georgia?
So Georgia was found as a stray with two little dogs. They were found together, and basically a Good Samaritan brought them in, and the little dogs have since been adopted, and we're just looking for Georgia's forever home.
And Oliver's backstory?
Oliver was a stray too, and we do our best to find owners. We post them on Facebook and on all community pages, but no takers.
What is for a dog like one that's 5 years old that's been kind of through the system a little bit, what kind of cautious and things you need to do with her to make her feel good and special?
She's just a great, affectionate girl. And for every dog here, we really just try to devote a lot of time to them. We really rely on our volunteers to get our dogs out. And when these dogs do get adopted, we try to take our time and give good advice, because the transition into a home is always, the first few days are always a little bit rough.
Seeing them playing together is good, because families that adopt dogs usually already have a dog, so they always want to know how their dog will play with that dog. So it's good to see George and Olive having fun and a good time. Is that important?
It certainly makes them easier to adopt. We love all our dogs. Dogs that prefer to be an only dog is fine by us. But like you said, in this area, lots of people have a dog, and so they're looking for a dog compatible with others, and these two both are.
How do you not spend all afternoon just rubbing their heads and kissing their faces? Or maybe you do.
I wish I could. When I'm not here, I'm thinking about them, and I just cherish my time out here with them.
All right, that was Oliver and Georgia over at Cheatham County. You guys go check them out. Take them home, give them a forever home, love on them. It's a new year. It's a great thing to do. We're so excited about them. Please check it out. If you need help finding them, you can hit Big Joe up on any of the social medias, or you can find me right there at that phone number or my Gmail account. Also, remember, if you have any questions about real estate, hit me up. Thanks so much.
All right, we're going to share this for the Betty White Challenge yesterday. Thank you, Hunter, Brian, and Regal Realty Group. All right, this is from the challenge yesterday, Betty White. These are our friends at New Leash on Life, and I want to bring you this update. This is all the shelters around the country yesterday. Because of Betty White Challenge last night, they wrote, Sully's alumni of New Leash on Life, his family reached out to offer a $5,000 match to the Betty White Challenge. Your donation is double thanks to Sully and his loving, supportive family. If you're on the fence about giving, know your gift is being doubled. This happened all over the place. This has happened up here in Lebanon at New Leash on Live. So you guys are amazing, and so much money you raise and awareness for our furry buddies in the shelter. So fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. Miss Cheap is here. We'll talk to her next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
You knew the risks when you decided to drive drunk. There could be a crash. People could get hurt or killed. You could get arrested. But one thing's for sure, you were wrong when you said it was no big deal.
In a complex world, our greatest strength is our people. Always has been, always will be. Regular Army, National Guard, and Army Reserve. Executing every mission. Preparing for everything. And that's why people matter. Every soldier, every Army civilian, every Army family, every soldier for life. Every one of us. People who make up the best equipped, best trained, best led force in the world. People who serve something greater than themselves. Ready now, investing in the future across every domain. Because in today's complex world, when the stakes are high, America calls its Army. And when that call comes, second place is not an option. We'll remain ready. We'll modernize. We'll compete. We'll fight. And we will win. Because winning matters.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. A little shot of Ellington Parkway coming into town from the Madison side over that way. I told Ellington Parkway, for those who grew up here, that's our secret way to downtown Nashville. If you go to the Titans game on Saturday, Don't go the interstates. Go Ellington Parkway. Drops you off right down there. Words of wisdom from Big Joe on a Tuesday as we get you off and running on this special day. All right, welcome back to the show here. If I can get my camera going. Yay, there I am. All right, as we do every Tuesday, let's bring in our good friend, Miss Cheap. Her articles come out in Main Street Nashville, the Main Street Nashville e-edition. Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. Did you have fun in the snow this weekend?
I love the snow. It was so pretty, but I'm about ready for it to go away.
Me too. I have told the intern January is just the worst month. There's nothing to look forward to, not that happy, and the weather's awful. Let's just get rid of January. All right, another great article this week. You took us to Northwest Tennessee. Why is that?
Well, Reelfoot Lake State Park is one of those beautiful parks in the whole system. It's very different from the rest of the parks, and it is way up in Northwest Tennessee. But it is where there are more eagles in that area than almost anywhere else. And you can see eagles all over Tennessee this time of year around the lakes, even at Radnor Lake or at Watts Bar or any of the Pickwick. There are a lot of places you can see eagles, but if you really want to see eagles, the Eagle Festival at Reelfoot is the place to go.
I had no idea. That's why I love your articles, Ms. Cheap. I had no idea that Reelfoot Lake had that many active eagle nests that are going on up there.
Well, they do, and they have tours that all of this month and all of February. They have these tours that are $20 a person, and the ranger takes you either in a bus or a van around to see the eagles. And you can go yourself and just drive around and probably see 2 or 3 eagles, an eagle's nest. But if you go with these rangers, they know the eagles, they know their habits and they know their nests. And sometimes they'll usually see 40 or more eagles, sometimes as many as 100. This ranger I talked to, Warren Douglas, he grew up in that park. His parents were both rangers. And so he knows it inside and out. And I mean, it's fascinating to talk to him about the eagles themselves and about how they nest and how they mate. And I mean, it's just amazing.
I love it too, because you talk about, I had no idea there were 40 to 50 of those active eagles nests up there. And it's crazy, Ms. Cheap, when you see a bald eagle, I've only seen one several times in my life, but when you do it and people see that with you, nobody says a word. It's like they're just in this state of awe. And that very rarely happens in our life.
That's true, and they really, if you see one fly, it is just beautiful. The wingspan is huge, and the eagles are very predatory birds. And in the beginning, I think the decision was to decide between the eagle and the turkey as the national symbol.
Right.
And some people didn't like the eagle because it's so opportunistic that what they'll do is, like, if they see another bird or some other creature with a kill, they'll come and take it away from them. It's not like they kill their own food. Sometimes they will see somebody else and then come in and get the leftovers.
Right. Well, this is great, because I was thinking, why does Reelfoot Lake have so many eagles? And that's one of the questions in your story. And the ranger said Tennessee's home to one of the largest populations outside of Alaska. And the eagles are attracted to the Reelfoot area, particularly in the winter, because of the ready availability of food, which is the same reason I live in Donaldson, because we have a lot of fast food restaurants around. That's so interesting. I had no idea with that.
Well, the tours also take in the waterfowl that's there, and so they're ducks and geese and all that. And in the summer, the eagles mostly eat fish, but in the winter they do feast on these other waterfowl, and so you can see really hundreds of thousands of other waterfowl. And these tours, the rangers will give you the history of the lake, which in itself is a pretty interesting story. They'll also tell you about the cultural history of that part of the state. As well as lots of interesting facts about the eagles.
Also what I've learned talking to you, you really want us to take advantage, not in a bad way, but a good way, of these rangers. You say when you go to these parks, these hikes, get with the ranger, get the tours, because they know much more information than you get off some silly Wikipedia page.
Right. And, these eagle tours, they take place every day, 7 days a week between now and the end of February. But the time to really go, if you want to say the ramped up version of all this, is the weekend of February 4th. And that's Eagle Fest weekend. And sometimes they have as many as 8,000 to 10,000 people come for that. And even last year with COVID, they had, I think, 5,000 people showed up.
Wow.
But it's, that's the time to go, because they have these Raptor programs and they have demonstrations and they have kids crafts and all that. But again, if you don't want to deal with a crowd like that, you might just go one of these other days, go on a weekday during, this week or sometime later in February, and you can still take the same tour, just with fewer people. And for me, that would almost be preferable.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Also, when you do this, plan to spend a whole day, right?
It's 3 hours from Nashville. I mean, it's a haul up there. But you can make it as a day trip. But there are options for staying over. There are a lot of Airbnbs, and there's camping, and there are cabins. And there's some great places to eat. One of the ones that when I went there last is Boyette's, and it's been in business, get this, since 1921. And they serve up, it's right across from the Visitor Center at the Reelfoot Park. And they serve up catfish, country ham, fried chicken, just things you would expect to get at a lakefront place. They're very reasonable. And, of course, I like that.
Right, absolutely. Also Reelfoot Lake with the history created by the earthquake back in the 1800s. I mean, there's a lot to see more than just going to see the bald eagles, which are beautiful, but there's a lot at Reelfoot Lake that you can enjoy.
There is. And, right now, they're still dealing with a lot of the damage from the tornado. Two or three of their areas along the lake, as well as some of the residential areas near there in Tiptonville were wiped out by this tornado in December. The Visitor Center didn't sustain any damage, but there's one of the restaurants and one of the motels just is wiped out. So I think, going this time, I would make sure you make a reservation for the tour. I'd also, if you're planning to stay overnight, to plan that ahead, because, it might be a little bit more limited, but it's definitely worth a trip. And we do have such wonderful state parks, and this is one of the most unique. I mean, it's got the cypress trees all in the water. And in the other parts of the year, summer, there are pontoon cruises and kayak rentals and those kind of things too. And you can still see some eagles then too. It's not just the migratory eagles.
I love it. And also with this happening, I mean, it's a chance to get away, good escape, good times. What I like about your article, Ms. Cheap, is you have all the links in there to the park, to things that are happening up there. So it's just not like a blind article. Go look for yourself. You have those links. And I love that you do that every week with your stories. Well,
thanks. I try to give people as much information so that they can take advantage of these things. And one of the things that the ranger told me is, if you come, to bring your own binoculars, that if you really want to see the eagles, that they have some binoculars and telescopes to share around. But, if you bring your own, then you're going to be more likely to get an up close view of these beautiful birds. And, the nests are pretty amazing themselves. He said that two of the nests were destroyed by the tornado, and one of them, the eagles have already rebuilt, which is, they're huge. Some of these things are like 8 feet wide.
I need to have them around my house. All right. Well, that's good. That's right. All right, Ms. Cheap, thank you again for the article. Again, it comes out today in the e-edition of Main Street Nashville. And for tips, they should email you at?
It's Ms. Cheap at mainstreetmediatn.com.
There you go. Thank you.
Thanks. Stay cheap.
There we go. Miss Cheap. That's fantastic. Love her articles each and every Tuesday here. And she joined us on Mornings on Main Street. All right, coming back, we have a very special guest. Brooke Ellenberger, Vice President of Ticketing for the Tennessee Titans, joins us. The playoff game is sold out for Saturday, but there's a lot of things that if you're going to the game, you want to get tickets, you'll want to watch this next segment, because some very important information, intern who's going to the game. You'll want to see this next. Brooke's going to join us. Back with more Mornings on Main Street after this.
Every year, it costs Tennessee more than $15 million to clean up roadside litter. It's time to keep your trash to yourself and our roadways clear, because nobody trashes Tennessee.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Is your roof in need of repairs? Maybe it's time for a full roof replacement. If so, choose Middle Tennessee's #1 rated roofer. Tim Leeper Roofing has provided the Nashville area with outstanding residential and commercial services for nearly 2 decades. And with hundreds of 5-star reviews, Tim Leeper Roofing has satisfied thousands of homeowners. To schedule a free and honest estimate, find us online at timleeperroofing.com.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. Look at you lovely people. The commute is fantastic as we get back to work on this beautiful Tuesday, January 18th, 2022. And you can feel a little bit through the screen, maybe through your screen, the buzz with the Tennessee Titans because of what's going on this weekend as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals. And the game is officially a sellout. So that means a lot of people want to go to the game. They don't have tickets. We'll be looking elsewhere. But you need to watch this segment we've got coming for you next. Let's bring in Brooke Ellenberger, Vice President of Ticketing for the Tennessee Titans. Brooke, it's an honor to have you. Thank you for doing this.
Hi, Joe. Thank you for having me.
All right,
Appreciate it.
congratulations, playoff sellout. I mean, that's everything in the world we want, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're, on behalf of the Titans organization, just want to say a big thank you to our season ticket members and our fans that have just shown, such tremendous support throughout the season. And, going into the playoffs, we were sold out for both of our home games before we even knew who we were playing. Yeah, we're excited to see a full Titans stadium. Stadium
harkens back to the day of the early time when the team was here in that stadium. Everybody was afraid to come here. I think it's fantastic. Now, Brooke, yesterday you guys put an alert out about the tickets and be careful where you go and be careful where you buy. Why is this so important to the Titans to get this word out now?
Yeah, absolutely. So since we're sold out of all of our tickets, what folks are seeing online now is a resale ticket, which just means that someone's purchased a ticket from us and they've posted it for sale online. And through our partnership with the NFL, we have 3 verified partners: Ticketmaster, StubHub, and SeatGeek. So if tickets are purchased through those channels, we can verify the validity of those tickets. And doesn't mean that if you purchase from somewhere else that it's a bad ticket. Just not something we would be able to guarantee or verify.
It's coming from my news background for so many years. We would get phone calls when events like this would happen, whether it be with the Nashville Predators, the Tennessee Titans, whatever. People ultimately will get bamboozled into buying these tickets, and you feel bad for them, Brooke, because there's nothing you could do for them after the transaction's gone down.
Absolutely. It's really tough on game day, since we are sold out. If they kind of get to the gate and they do have an invalid ticket, we just don't have an opportunity to help them out. So want to make sure they, folks purchase through those verified channels.
We have the page up, TennesseeTitans.com, on the tickets over there. Easiest thing is to get season tickets for next year, right? Just go ahead and do it now.
Absolutely. We're on sale now. We went on sale in October and having a lot of success there, but we do have tickets available, season tickets for next year.
What is the next few days like for you and your staff? I know the game's sold out, so be like, well, okay, you can take it easier for a few days. I got to think you even work harder now in the next 3 to 4 days.
Absolutely, and it is nice to be sold out and kind of go through that process. We're still fielding questions from season ticket members about, how to access their tickets and things like that. And, we're always here to help. And, we have a couple of events, blood drive at the stadium today. And so excited about that. And then we're just gearing up for game day and prepping for game day.
Please, the blood drive, explain how that's happening today.
Yeah, so that'll be at Nissan Stadium today on the east side of Nissan Stadium this afternoon. And, the Red Cross is, there is a shortage. So we are hosting a blood drive at Nissan Stadium.
That's fantastic. I'm also reading this about the ticket part of this.
Yeah.
It says the transfer function is turned off until 24 hours prior to kickoff. Explain what that means, Brooke.
Yeah, so that means if you have your tickets in hand now and you need to transfer them, to your neighbor, you need to transfer them to a friend, you will be able to do that 24 hours prior to the game. So on Friday.
That's an interesting thing. Is that a league-wide policy?
It is not a league-wide policy. It's something we implemented for the playoffs, really to, additional measures in place to give Titans fans the opportunity to attend these games. We want Nissan Stadium to be two-tone blue, and by limiting this transfer window, we're also limiting some of these visiting team fans.
Oh, the intern over here is a huge Titans fan, and he's fist pumping the air when you just said that about getting the other opposing fans away from here and doing that. I'm going to throw you the easiest question you'll ever get. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
How easy is it to work in ticketing when you have a team that's been successful this year, like the Tennessee Titans?
Oh, it's been so great. We're so thankful to John Robinson and Mike Vrabel. Their staff, the players, they've made our jobs really, really easy this year. We just want to do our part by filling up Nissan Stadium, making it a great environment, for them to play and them to get excited to get this win on Saturday.
I think it's great. And also we have to talk about Miss Amy, just the job she's done. Absolutely. Fantastic owner. Basically, I just love what she does of staying away and letting the people do their job. And you see the success they've had since she's taken over. So I think it'd be fantastic to work for her.
Oh, she's amazing. And you're exactly right. She gives us the resources and the space to do our jobs and do it well, and provides a tremendous amount of support. So we're so lucky to have her.
That's awesome. Brooke, I know you're busy. Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
I'm going to put a request in to talk to you for next week because I'm confident that the Titans win on Saturday, and we'll do this again next week. Is that okay?
Absolutely. That sounds great.
All right, Brooke, thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too, Joe. Appreciate it.
Brooke Ellenberger, the Vice President of Ticketing for the Tennessee Titans. A lot of great information there. And the transfer function, I had no idea about that. So I read about that. So thankful for Brooke to explain that. And again, what a great time for our city and a great time to work if you're working for the Titans to see the success. And hopefully it ends in a few weeks out in California with a Super Bowl win. Can you imagine that? I mean, I know they did it 22 years ago when they went to the Super Bowl and didn't win, but still riding the success of that. And that was so much fun back then and getting the cover and everything. But now, I mean, it's something special. All right. Thank you, Brooke, again as well. All right, we'll take a break, come back. It's time for celebrity birthdays. That's next. You're watching Mornings on Main Street.
Makes as much sense as driving drunk.
Mornings on Main Street Band. Looking at I-24 coming down I-40. Little back up there, but you know what? So far, so good. You guys are fantastic. That's where you get up on 2nd Avenue. It's always fun right there because you have the car in the far left lane tries to get over to the far right lane in 2 seconds, and it's a wonder there's not more accidents that happen there. All right, intern, it's time for what we call the celebrity birthdays today for January the 18th. You did well yesterday. Did you win yesterday? I think I did win. Oh, wait. I mean, you muted. There you go.
I think I did win. Pretty sure.
I can't remember what I did 15 minutes ago.
Right. I'm going to say I did.
I think we had Miss Cheap on, right? All right, time for celebrity birthdays. This segment is sponsored by...
Possibly you.
All right, let's start off first. Today's actor and director Kevin Costner's birthday. How old is Kevin Costner?
I'm going to say 63 today.
67.
Oh, close.
God, he's 67.
That's great.
If you never saw the movie The Untouchables, one of his first movies, fantastic.
Is it? Got to see it.
It's good. Actor and wrestler Dave Bautista. He is the big giant guy in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Drax.
Oh, Drax. Good character.
Do you watch that movie?
I have, yeah. I'm a big Marvel guy.
Drax.
Let's say he is 58 today.
He's 53. Actor Jason Segel was in How I Met Your Mother, I think.
Yeah, Jason Segel. He was in I Love You, Man.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that guy. He's so funny. Let's say he's 38 today.
Obviously, you don't love him too well. His birthday, he's 42, so you missed that.
Oh.
Singer-songwriter Bobby Goldsboro. Had a bunch of hits in the 60s. Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, there's a hint. Very big wink, wink. Let's say 74.
81. Country singer, actor Mark Colley. He had a great hit in the 90s. Even the Man in the Moon is Crying.
Okay. Never heard of it, but I will say big hit in the 90s means he's probably 54.
66. You're way off today.
I am.
Actress Allison Arngrim from the worst TV show ever called Little House on the Prairie. Let me pause for a second. All right,
you hate this show.
I hate this. Let me tell you what. I was home one day doing some writing, and it came on. I was like, I'm going to watch it in the background. Right. And Michael Landon had lost his job, and the mom had gone to the store to get some food, and the general store's wife was mean to her and yelled at her for being, poor and nasty. And he didn't get the job he was promised. I mean, it was.
I know it's all.
It was an hour of like, why am I watching this nonsense? Anyway,
there's no uplifting qualities at all.
It's terrible. How old is? And I know that's how they live, Pioneer. But I'm not a pioneer, right? And I don't want to watch that stuff. And I've said on the show before that if I lived in the 1870s, I'd last about a week.
Me too.
Because there's no drive-through back then.
Right, I agree.
So how old is Allison?
Let's say she's probably 74.
She's
today.
60.
Okay.
Well done. Gosh, Lord. Rapper DJ Quick.
DJ Quick. He is quickly turned 44.
52.
Awful today. Awful garbage.
You are. Maybe a few more. Maybe you got one more. Let's see here. Singer-actor Samantha Mumba.
Mumba. Do you know of anything I might know that she's been in?
She has been in that one movie where they do that thing.
Okay. That knocks a couple off. Let's say,
come on,
67.
She's 32.
Cool.
No, she's 39. My bad, but still. All right, last one. Comedian Dave Attell. You know this guy.
I do. I do.
Comedian Dave Attell.
Okay. 54.
57. It's all right. You know what? You're like the Nashville Predators.
Right there.
You come
almost.
out some days and just out of the gate, kicking butt, and then the Buffalo Sabres come to town, the worst team in hockey, and they beat you.
Right, I know. We'll go to OT, though. We'll go to OT and fight.
Right. All right, thank you. A fun show. The intern will blast the clips out on our YouTube channel over at Main Street Nashville. Check him there as well. Thanks for watching. Thank you for Justin Hershey from the Vanderbilt Hustler, the student newspaper about the Tennessee game where no students are allowed tonight. Insanity. Miss Cheap, thank you for your article about going to see the Bald Eagles up at Reelfoot Lake. And then Brooke Ellenberger, Vice President of Ticketing for the Tennessee Titans, with some crucial information you need if you want to go to the game on Saturday. You do not have tickets yet. Again, we'll blast all those links out in just a little bit. Intern, thank you. Have a good day. Good luck with that young lady at Subway. And we leave you with this always: be nice to people, be kind, let people in traffic, open doors. Nobody cares about your CrossFit workout unless You're doing it for a charity. And as always, remember this, nobody ever went broke by giving. We'll see you tomorrow.